Hello and welcome everyone. I am Arathon Hanzo and today I come to you with my concept deck here. We're going to make a deck that only includes Enchanted. So we'll cover kind of why I thought this was the color pair to use. There were a couple other color pairs that might have been able to pull this off. But this one got us all the way there. I want to say thank you to my friend Rudrose, who inspired me to make this video because he made a video where they discussed how, if you just increase the rarity of all the cards in your deck, you'll play better. So if we're playing with all Enchanteds, we will definitely play better. So definitely go check out Rudrose's content somewhere on the screen. There'll be a link appearing now along with his face. Woo! Thank you. And yeah, let's take a look. So we went with green steel here, mostly because that's what I like, even though I'm a dirty discard player. We have a couple of complications here on how effective I think this deck may be. Number one, there's no one drops. I don't believe there are any one drops enchanted green steel. We scroll on through here. There's another two drop. Was that Mickey? Is the new Mickey? Where's he even at? I don't remember. The new Mickey. Oh, he's a two drop. Poor guy. All right, so there are a couple of two drops we could have had, Tramp and the new Mickey, but I just didn't feel like they actually effectively did what they were doing with the other cards that I included. Diablo is probably going to be our biggest source of card draw inside of here. There aren't really any other things that do the Clarabelle eventually. We're probably not shifting Diablo out because, well, maybe we get a turn three shift, but we're probably just playing him on turn three and maybe shifting something else later. There's a couple of these guys that don't shift. That makes them kind of complicated. Jasmine and Piglet both don't shift. Genie doesn't shift. Ralph does not as well, but a good amount of the other characters shift. So we have Morph in here in the Enchanted version that will kind of get us over the hill on some of these. We have Ralph is in here, even though I hate this Enchanted style. I feel like it throws off the entire deck, right? You're just like, oh, these cards all look pretty, and this card looks awful. But it's technically Enchanted, so Ralph is our item and location hate. Um, we will be able to trigger Aerial Sonic Warrior because we have uh, triplets here of songs that can be included that have enchanted. I didn't really see any other ones possibly that we would want to use. I'm pretty sure Aerial only is songs. I don't feel like restoring Atlantis was going to be useful because we're probably doing the challenging. I don't think we're worried about anybody challenging into the beef that we're providing here with the size we have. But yeah, those may in fact be the only actions. You probably run You Came Back, but it's not a song, so I didn't really want to pull that on here. Also, it's in the bad color scheme, so we don't really like that. I actually have most of these. I don't have this Daisy Duck. I definitely have a Basil and a You Came Back. Maybe that's the next step. Maybe we build a deck that is only enchanteds that I have. So that's what we went with. I do believe it could hold its own possibly against some of the slower decks. I feel like Field Song or any Hyper Aggro is definitely going to steamroll this thing because our best case scenario is we get a Robin Hood out on turn three and start swinging into stuff. We really could use a whole new world in an enchanted version so we could refill our hand pretty quickly here. Both Arthur and Piglet give us the possibility to challenge ready characters. So if we get into that situation where we need to use them and take down something before we can quest, that'll be there. Jasmine was a little bit of hand hate. She's a little 3/3 that's probably beefy enough that it's not going to die to brawl. It probably trades with a bunch of the lower aggro characters, and if you try to mess with her, you got to give up a card to do it. Clarabelle will keep us in the game, hopefully, by drawing cards when we're out of cards. And then few of these guys over here, You're Welcome may actually be a protection spell. Maybe we want to put a Morph back in our deck so we can get a Shift in, or maybe we just have to cycle out a Maui Half Shark or something like that. That could work out pretty well. And then Genie with a little bit of bounce action potentially, and Tinkerbell also being able to help us deal with ready characters by being able to put 2 damage on it when she banishes someone else. That's kind of the goal here of this deck. So let's take a peek on what we didn't include. I believe Return of Hercules could have been good, but it's just as slow as all the other cards, so I wasn't too worried about, it wasn't going to get me anywhere any faster. If it was a song, I probably would have included it. If we could sing, turn a Hercules on turn 3 with a Shift Robin Hood, that would be fantastic. But I think as an action, it's not quite there for this deck. Cusco's Palace wasn't really an option. I feel like it's also way too slow, so we're better off at this point rather than paying 3 to bring somebody to the palace and just playing one of our 6 or 7 drops. You know, because we would have to do this on turn 6, pay 3 to play the palace, and then move someone over there. I didn't like Pete. I don't think either of the Mickey that plays 3 characters were going to be viable. I considered the Trumpeter for a while. Also don't like the way this card looks, so that was another negative against it going in, so that didn't work out. Snow White didn't fit in because we didn't really have enough of the dwarfs. There weren't any other enchanted dwarfs, so that didn't work out either. Treasure Mountain was a possibility if it just cost 4. If it cost 4, it would be far more viable, but 5 uninkable wasn't doing it for me. Although this could be something we consider later. Simba, I almost thought just because he looks cool. Look at this guy; he's fantastic. And so that's where we went. Let's look at maybe some of the other colored pairs here. I wasn't sure if there's enough to build. We definitely kind of considered Amber just because of some high-powered items here. We obviously can get some 1-drops in on the action. We have... Ooh, is there no Enchanted Stitch Rockstar? I thought there's maybe we would include the promo version of Stitch Rockstar into this. It's filtered out right now. But that's a possibility to get this going. And definitely get some card draw and show me more. There's some other guys going on here. There's a lot more interesting stuff available here, but I didn't think it really had a chance to deal with anything on the other side of the board. You don't really have any actions that can do anything. It's all like draw cards, and else is your best bet for freezing something. I don't really look at green. Let's look at some ruby stuff. I tried initially to do this as Sapphire Ruby, but I didn't think it would really work out. There weren't quite enough there. But obviously Super Goof and Sisu are available in that sense. Shere Khan kind of gives us that idea that we could fight our way out of it. Maui and Aladdin would work into that too. You know, Aladdin drains lore whenever he defeats somebody in a challenge. That's fantastic. If there was like an enchanted version of Pirate's Life, that would be absolutely awesome. If we get Enchanted Pirate's Life. RLS Legacy is also an option. I feel like 8 on the butt, 2 lore per turn. The ability doesn't really matter. Like this is a budget McDuck Manor here. It almost fits all the categories except it's not inkable. Its ability isn't quite less, but that could be better. Evasive could also be good for dealing with stuff on the other side of the board. I do like Donald Duck Pie Thrower. He looks awesome. Love Donald there. Let's see what else. What didn't we look at? We didn't look at any Sapphire ones. So obviously we got the big boy in Tamatoa, but I don't know how many items there are that we can get into our graveyard that actually matter. So Tamatoa can bring 2 things back when he enters, but there's no enchanted popsicle. I think the only enchanted items we had were over here. We had a sorcerer's hat. Is that it? Do we have, oops. I want to filter by 1 cost. There might be, oh, so Glass Slipper is the new one. We can only have 2 of those in our deck, period, though. I don't believe there's actually that many enchanted items. Do we even have a green one? I don't think there's a green one. Devil's Eye Diamond is a possibility, but I still feel like none of these have a path to get them into the graveyard, especially without Hiram. Is there any steel enchanted items? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, there's a new bolt, though. New bolt got me a little bit excited. But that's kind of where we ended with here. I think Emerald Steel is it. This is the best deck you can build using only enchanted cards. Let me know if you think I should take it out and put it in action somewhere. Maybe I could try it out somewhere. I have to figure out how to use a tabletop simulator, which is on my to-do list. But this is it. If you think you can do better, put a link in the comments. Show me exactly what deck you built using only enchanteds, and we'll battle it out sometime and figure out who's got the better deck. But thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this little fun trip on only using enchanteds, and let me know if you'd be curious to see any other kind of fun decks outside of here. But thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.